like to welcome you to a behind-the-scenes look at Minicot. This is our Soarin setup. As you can see for the hallway, we used just blue rope lights from Menards. We thought the Q video would be a real nice touch, give it the real Disney ride feel. The ride area consists of just a standard outdoor swinging chair up on a pedestal about 3 to 4 feet off the ground. We use some steps for people to easily get up and down off the chair. Now the screen itself is slanted so that when people look down at their feet, they see the image on the screen instead of the floor. Now to add a sense of realism, we had somebody stand behind the chair and push it back and forth to the image. We used rear projection, and that's how we were able to get the chair up so close to the screen. So in this next segment, I'd like to take you on the other side of the screen and show you all the equipment that was set up for the ride. First of all, if I'll have the camera point to our screen here, this screen is actually 10 feet tall by 13 feet wide. Now you notice what we did, we sewed some bed sheets together because, as you probably can guess, buying a screen this size is quite expensive. And we're on a budget, so that's what we did. You'll see the Soarin logo up, it's cute. Now, an idea that my older son had, and we'll see him in a minute, was these lights that are shining up on the screen. You'll notice when you go into a normal theater, usually you have some lighting on the screen. 2 speakers here, DLK 1.5s, popular in the 70s. You'll see back here we have the walls built. Now, as you've seen in the video, there's a nice hallway with the blue lights. This is the other side of the hallway. Basically what we did was we built wood frames and used just some plastic poly, cheap. Put a nice little stand on the floor. Okay, so that's the screen area. If I'll have the camera come on around here. Notice that we have quite a bit of equipment set up here. All goes, and if you can shine up there, to a projector, a nice ViewSonic projector, actually a cheap ViewSonic projector, but a projector nonetheless. So Eric, can you give a little intro? Basically, sure. Let's see if we can come around.
Well, let's start off by saying the most important feature of the setup back here, right in this corner.
Air conditioner.
The fan.
Yeah,
that's our air conditioner. Yeah. So, anyways, let me start by just showing you what equipment we've got. We've got, of course, the computer right here, which is the most important piece of equipment on the table. That essentially runs the entire show. Next we got our mixer, 500 watt Panasonic, or not mixer, receiver, a 500 watt Panasonic receiver. It's capable of decoding full 5.1 surround sound, but we're only doing stereo, the 2 speakers. So it puts a lot of power out to the speakers and sounds really good when we're running the ride. Got a VCR, which we're using to convert a video signal into RF signal and putting that over a coaxial antenna cable out to the TV for the pre-show. Got our mixer, which is controlling, really only is controlling one source, that's the computer audio, which is the pre-show music and the ride music itself. Let me go through running the show. So anyways, that's what we do for this to start the ride off. Now I'll go ahead and show you what we do for the end. Fast forward a bit to the ending. The fans are still on at this point. Alright, let's play the video and I'll walk through what I do at the end. Fade the lights all up right at that point while the pre-show or the ending music fades in, and we have successfully completed one ride through. That's all there is to it. Now what everyone does is walks out, we reset the ride for the next people and run it again.
And that's it. That's a behind the scenes look at the Soarin ride. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, in this section we're going to do behind the scenes look at the Illuminations Fireworks show. We used a combination of lights and fireworks for this show. You can see us switching between two different camera views. It was hard to get the whole show with one camera. Now I want to look first at the lights. We used light controllers from a company called Lightorama. They provide software that allows you to read a music track in and animate lights to the music. I'm sure you've seen this in some of the videos that are out there for people's fancy Christmas light displays. As you can see, I just wrapped lights around poles, rock gardens. Got a couple leaping light arches, they're called there. Nice effect. We decided to add a light element to the show just because it helps fill in between the fireworks. I did have lights at the end of the driveway on the big arch. They're not there in this test case that I have running right now. We used three 16-channel controllers from Lightorama. There's one right there. You see a lot of extension cords. Each light string has to come back to those boxes. We had 3 boxes to make a total of 48 channels of light control. Okay, next I'm going to show you how we launch the fireworks. I built a homemade relay board that connects to a computer through the printer port, the parallel port. The relay board has 12 relays on it. I'm using 4 as common ground and 8 as hot. This gives me a total of 32 fireworks I can queue up with this board. Now this all goes to a junction board that was connected to a piece of plywood that had all the fireworks on it. Essentially I would pull the fuse out of the firework and I would wrap the fuse with nichrome wire. Now when you apply 12 volts to the nichrome wire, it will heat up the wire and ignite the fuse, and of course in turn the fuse would ignite the firework. Now to control the relay board, I used a program called Vixen. It allows you to read in a music track and to switch the relays on and off on a timeline. I would typically trigger the relay about 0.5 seconds before I actually wanted the firework to go off to account for the natural delay in the fuse. Now just to clarify, this program is actually toggling the bits on the parallel port, 8 data and 4 status bits, which are in turn connected to the relays. Now with this we were able to completely automate the fireworks show. We pre-programmed when we wanted the relays to go ahead of time, and once the show began we just clicked start and sat back and watched it. Next I'm going to show the computer actually toggling the relays. Okay, we've got the mic moved close to the relay board, so hopefully you can hear the relay click when it gets to the certain point. Why don't I go ahead and start? I'm going to do a couple of them. Now keep in mind, with each click you're hearing, that's the cue to send the 12 volts out to the fuse, the nichrome wire, to ignite the firework. And lastly, I plugged in the 12 volt charger, so you get to see the fuse actually ignite here. Okay.